one of the things that are important for that, if you're gonna go the route of airdrops, is it will be like a job. It's not just the research, but it will be the time, and you also allocating small amounts of funds, making transactions in them. But that's how you get to participate and earn off of those airdrops. What I'm actually saying is a lot of the crypto projects that maybe performed well in 2021 and 2022 that have massively dropped right now may not go back. We are so close to the next halving cycle of Bitcoin. And when that happens, the Bitcoin that miners get per block that they validate becomes lesser, making Bitcoin more scarce. Historically, every time the amount of Bitcoin that gets mined is slashed, we see the price of Bitcoin go higher. We saw that in 2020 and 2021. We saw that 4 years before that. We saw that 4 years also before that. And we're coming to a time where it's just a few months left for the next halving cycle. And I want to share prevailing themes that you should study and you should actually learn, because the other altcoin projects will probably go back. A lot of the older altcoins will probably stay below 95% down, below 99% down, and not even make it. Of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the heavy hitters will do very well, especially for Bitcoin that there's institutional adoption, especially for Bitcoin that it's being used as an ETF right now by the largest funds in the world, and Ethereum because a lot of the dApps have been built on top of it. But for others, they may not go back. So what could be your approach during the next halving cycle? First things first is cash is still king. Do note that if you have cash, unless it's staked or it's invested somewhere, it won't get you any yield, and most likely you're gonna lose out on inflation. That's okay if the main goal of cash, regardless if it's in fiat or in USDT, is for you to take advantage of opportunities that will arise later on. This is what I believe. This is just my belief system that the bottom at 16,000, when everything started to crash down last November 2022, when FTX unraveled and we saw all of the things that SBF did, when that whole debacle crashed and brought the markets down, Bitcoin hit 15, 16,000, but it never went lower than that anymore. And we're close to double where the bottom was in November 2022. It goes to show also about the staying power of Bitcoin and the projects that are doing well, holding its ground right now. Because if they held its ground when the market was so bad, and they're still holding their ground now, when the market turns bullish, when the halving cycle happens next, I do believe that they will perform much, much better. Now, that being said, an approach that you could actually do is from stables, start deploying little by little to crypto projects that you believe are stable, to tokens or coins or blockchains that you believe will have staying power. It depends on where you've placed a lot of analysis on, but in my opinion, one of the relatively lower risks in the cryptocurrency space is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Another approach that you could also do is, as we are approaching the halving cycle, the next halving, is to allot it and deploy your stables into up-and-coming projects yet. What are those projects? I actually don't know yet. They might not even be around right now, and they may come out in the next 8 months or the next 12 months. You can use this time already to research. You can use this time already to figure out what your plan is when the market turns bullish. When you see, again, large green candles similar to the latter parts of 2020, similar to what we saw in 2021. And I'll say this again for those who have not watched my videos, it's all cyclical. The crypto market, Bitcoin, won't stay down forever. The ones that have merit will stay down, but they'll be accumulated by the ones that have taken enough time to be able to study it. And when the market turns bullish, you'll see how fast it moves up also. For those who are coming into this also with not a lot of capital, that you're starting with a smaller base, I do believe an approach that you could do is to try to study airdrops. There are a lot coming still. How Arbitrum was the past few months, I think that's a template that you could actually check for a lot of the layer zero platforms that are coming. One of the things that are important for that, if you're gonna go the route of airdrops is it will be like a job. It's not just the research, but it will be the time and you also allocating small amounts of funds, making transactions in them. But that's how you get to participate and earn off of those airdrops. What I'm actually saying is a lot of the crypto projects that maybe performed well in 2021 and 2022 that have massively dropped right now may not go back. A lot of them will stay down, but there will be some that will go up. The big ones that have merit like Bitcoin and Ethereum will continue to hold its merit. What I'm saying here is you can slowly start studying the newer projects because if we could use the last cycle as a template, the newer projects were the one that went up. The newer tokens, prevailing themes will come out also. We saw DeFi move up for a certain era. We saw play to earn gaming, the Axie Infinities of the world start also to move up. Then after that, we also saw NFTs start to push up as well. We don't know yet what the themes will be for 2023 or 2024 or 2025. But I do believe that they could be connected also to something that's AI related or something that's regulatory related. The projects, the token that would be compliant to whatever regulatory bodies that are out there, especially right now, the entire XRP debacle that they won, that they're not a security, will bring further confidence back to the US. And we've all talked about this that it has taken out innovation from the US. But if there's legislation about this, it will cause projects to think hard and maybe stay in the US still, or even new projects to go to the US. Please do note this that the US still wants to be at the forefront of innovation. They don't want to lose out to the EU. They don't want to lose out to Dubai or to Singapore or to Hong Kong. They want to be right smack in the middle of it. So there will be new projects and watch out. Again, things that are connected to AI, things that will be regulatory compliant. And DeFi, what's interesting about that, it has been down for quite a while. But if you notice it also, when FTX crashed, projects, the protocols that were connected to DeFi, they're the ones that showed that its use case is valid, that there's a valid use case for decentralized finance. And I do believe that we're seeing it mature in front of our very eyes that DeFi is actually here to stay, similar to what we have for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is here to stay. The fact that it crashed, but it keeps on holding, it keeps on going back, speaks volumes of its use case. Still have stables as we get closer to the halving cycle, but start to deploy with projects that are old with merit and start to deploy with newer projects and be cognizant or be aware of the new prevailing themes that will happen in the next few years. Money just rotates. And I've made a video about this that when rates are low, money will flow in the stock market. As money is flowing also in the stock market, it shall flow also to the cryptocurrency market as well. So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this. If you want to know more about cryptocurrencies, I have an investment 101 course. You can check it out in the description below, where I talk about Bitcoin, altcoins, and the NFT market as a whole. And also, if you want to learn the stock market, I have webinars, technical analysis, fundamental analysis about it, and also some books that I've written. They're all down in the description below. If you stayed up until the end, appreciate it if you could like, share, and subscribe to this video. This is Marvin Kermo, and I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. God bless you all.